Hi and welcome to Phil and Karen's full house renovation. And when I say full house renovation, I really mean it, because there's not a single room in the house that's not having something done. And in a lot of areas there's substantial internal works taking place. And this includes a full rewire, a full re-plumbing, walls knocking down, a full house bathroom, and a new ensuite being created and installed. What used to be an old office above the garage being knocked down so that we can create a big master bedroom. A big man palace for me. Normally it'd be a man cave, but Karen's insisting on calling it a man palace because of the size of it. 2 rooms have been knocked into one. But Karen will eventually get her own office, and it's going to have a nice look out the back, some open views there. And you've probably noticed a lot of the house renovations already started, but we've got all the footage. We just have to decide how to piece it together. But the reason we're starting here is because there's a big phase of the project that's just started. Because not only is this a full house renovation, it's also getting a huge extension to the rear. So you can see that work started already, and I should have done this intro earlier on at the beginning of the day. I have filmed it all, but the intro's coming now. So it's day 1 of the house renovation. Groundworks are first. So there's a bit of work clearing bushes. Then the digger's going to come round, and then it'll be pacing out for the foundations, digging the foundations, and we'll take it from there. And the first job was for the digger to clear all of these bushes from where we need to dig the foundations. And then it was time to measure and mark out, and they're using this blue marking paint, and that'll show the digger driver exactly where he needs to dig for the foundations. And finally Joe, the digger driver, can get started. He's been itching to get to it, and we break ground on the extension. And Mally can jump onto the dumper truck for the first of many trips taking the soil away. There's a big pile at the front, but we'll come back to that later. They're also taking a scrape of soil away where the footprint of the extension is going to be, and this will allow the solid floor for the extension to be laid later. And this area here is our open plan kitchen and dining room. In the meantime, a grab truck arrives to start taking the soil away. Lee, who's the lead builder on the project, coordinates things to make sure the job keeps moving smoothly. And Joe's still keeping busy with the digger because there's 2 solid full days of digging required in order to dig the foundations for this job. So as I mentioned not too long ago, dining room, going to be open plan out to here. Kitchen's going to be open plan coming out to here. And you'll notice that all the centre bit's been dug down as well, and that's because it's going to be solid floors, so they dig down so that then they can get hardcore in, eventually concrete and all the rest, and that'll bring that level back up again. But this here is the depth of the footings, and so that's everywhere. And now by the end of day 2, this is the garage extension here. So here, garage, going to come out to here. And this is actually going to have an apex roof, which will give lifting height and all the rest. Speaking of the garage, if we leap across here and run into the back door, then some walls have come down already. So Lee, who's our builder on the job, has been taking down these walls and that doorway. And if I run to the other side and show looking in, you'll start seeing the idea of how this is going to be opened up. There we go, this is the view from the main doors. Over here is the normal or the original back wall. All of this is going to be opened up and become part of the garage. And once you get to the back here, this part's going to be part of the garage. And then what you can see looking in there to the footings that are at the back. Welcome to day 3, and it's a lovely day for us here in Yorkshire. It's going to reach 30 degrees up north in England here, which it doesn't normally get quite as warm as this. So it's going to be a hot day for the boys because they're finishing off doing the digging of the foundations. There's just a little bit to do. And then Joe, our expert digger driver, will be heading off probably to his next job. Mally, who's been on the dumper truck, he's actually our stonemason as well, so he's still going to be on the job doing all sorts of stuff and eventually building our stone walls, but that's a ways off just yet. So that's what's happening here at the back of the house, but there's plenty of other work taking place at the front. So let's run through and then we'll have a look and see what else is going to be going on. So as you can see, some beams have arrived. 2 of them at this point, although there will be more later on. And these beams are going to go at the back of the garage. So I think, well, I definitely did show you this little nib that came out. And Lee, our builder, is saying that there's some joists, floor joists for the master bedroom above that come to that wall. And you can see it's all supported by these acro props. And so we need a beam to support that. And that'll run all the way across to the far wall. And then ultimately, this back wall will be coming out, and so the second beam is for this as well. And what this means is all of this stuff needs to come out of the garage to give them good access. So that's going to be Karen and I's task for at least the next half an hour. And the only space we've got at the moment is on the front lawn, which has already got my 2 cars on it. And we're getting a growing pile of stuff already. I definitely need to get more organized when everything goes back in the garage again, and probably I need to have a sort through and get rid of some stuff because I am a bit of a hoarder. But you can see this is what we've got so far, and that's actually only a fraction of the stuff I keep in my garage. Well, anyway, I can't talk while Karen does all of the work, so I'm going to get busy over there and help to empty out that garage. And it looks like all of this green waste is going, big old pile. Just hedges that had to come out in order to dig the footings, to be honest. In the meantime, some materials are arriving, and Lee's really good at putting all these boards down, because even though the tarmac drive's nothing fantastic, you know, it's been in years, at least it still looks reasonable and it's still serviceable. Whereas if you just start doing lots of building work and all this, you can wreck it quite quickly. So Lee's got tarps, and then he's got these boards, and it's somewhere to put the materials basically. So another first for me is pumping concrete into those foundations at the back that you can see there. So all these hoses and the connectors you can see there, running through the existing garage, going right through to here. And this here's the pump. So this guy's set up all of the hoses, and the pump is there on the back. And then as you can see, the concrete lorry is reversed up to it. And it looks like it goes in a hopper at the top, so let's see what happens, huh? So wow, it's been a really busy first week of work, and I really didn't know what to expect, you know, how far the guys would get just in a week. You know, they have to set up stall, and then I suppose at the beginning of the week they were just marking up for what they were going to do out here. So yeah, it's been amazing. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then please drop us a like and please consider subscribing. There's going to be a new video out every week following the build. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now.